Hello, my name's Forrest Gump. Some of y'all might have heard of me. Folks say I've had an interest in life. Me? I just did what felt right at the time. Now, I ain't no genius. Matter of fact, my mama used to say, "Forrest, you are no different than anybody else." And she was right. 'Cause life don't hand you a map. It's more like one of them road trips where you don't quite know where you're going. You just hope the road takes you somewhere good. My mama also said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. And boy, wasn't she right about that. Sometimes you'll bite into something real sweet, like love or a friendship. And other times, well, it's like one of them nuts you didn't expect, and it'll make you want to spit it right out. But that's life. You just keep taking bites. You know, there were times in my life I thought about giving up. Like when Jenny left, or when Bubba didn't make it home from Vietnam. Those times felt like running uphill in the rain, barefoot. But my mama told me, "Forrest, you've got to put one foot in front of the other." And so I did. When I ran across America, folks asked me why. Truth is, I didn't have no fancy reason. I just ran 'cause I felt like it. And the funny thing is, along the way, I met folks who needed someone to believe in, someone who just kept moving forward. That taught me something. Sometimes just keeping going is enough to inspire others. Now, I reckon some of y'all are sitting there thinking, what's Forrest Gump got to teach me? Well, let me tell you something. It ain't about being the fastest or the smartest or the richest. It's about showing up, doing your best, and caring for the folks around you. Like my friend Bubba, he had this big old dream about shrimp. At the time, I didn't know nothing about shrimping. But after he was gone, I did it anyway, in his honor. And you know what? It worked out. We built something great. So if you've got a dream, don't let it stay a dream. Chase it. And if life knocks you down, well, get back up. There's a whole world out there waiting for you to take the next step. Now I know it ain't always easy. Sometimes the world feels real big, and you feel real small. But I learned something important out there on those long roads. Every single step counts. Whether you're running towards something or away from something, just keep going. 'Cause eventually, you'll find yourself somewhere you belong. So, here's the thing. Life's got its surprises, good ones and bad ones, but every piece, every moment has a place in your story, and your story's worth telling. Don't ever forget that. I ain't got all the answers, but I do know this. Life is beautiful, even when it's messy. It's worth living, worth running for, worth fighting for. So, wherever you're headed, don't stop. Keep going. You're doing better than you think. Now, go on and take a bite out of life. You never know what you're gonna get, but I reckon it'll be something pretty special. I've been running through life, sometimes fast and sometimes slow. And along the way, I've learned a thing or two. You see, the world is full of surprises, some good, some not so good. But every single one of them teaches you something important. And that's what I'd like to share with you today. If you've got something you believe in, you gotta stick with it. I also remember when I first ran across the country. Folks asked me, "Forrest, why are you doing this?" And you know what? I didn't really have an answer, but I kept going. Turns out, sometimes the why doesn't matter as much as just taking that first step. So whatever it is you're dreaming of, don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. Just go. You'll figure it out along the way. please take the short break from your video. We know how important the videos are to you. So all we ask from you is to support the channel by purchasing your special Inspire Network hoodie or Inspire Network coffee cup. Please enjoy the rest of the video. Life will hand you all kinds of chocolates. Some are sweet, like caramel, and some are bitter, like those dark ones nobody likes. But even the bitter ones can surprise you if you give them a chance. I've learned that it's the tough times that teach you the most. When Jenny left, when Bubba didn't come back, those moments hurt more than I can say. But they also taught me how to keep loving and how to keep going, even when it feels like the world hates you. So don't be afraid of the hard stuff. It's just another flavor of life. You know, Mama always said you've got to put the past behind you before you can move on. And she was right. Dwelling on what you've lost or what could have been is like trying to run with your shoes tied together. You ain't going nowhere. Instead, think about what you've got right now. Like when I met my son for the first time, I was so scared. But then I saw him smile, and it was like the whole world lit up. So don't miss the good things right in front of you, because you're too busy looking back. Now, here's another thing. You've got to be kind. It don't take much to change someone's whole day, maybe even their whole life. Like Lieutenant Dan. He was so angry at the world after what happened to him, but all he needed was someone to believe in him. And once he found that, he built a whole new life for himself. So be that person for someone else. Smile at a stranger. Help someone who's fallen down. It don't cost nothing to be kind. And you know what else I learned? You don't have to be smart or rich or special to make a difference. I'm just a simple man from Greenbow, Alabama, and somehow I've been lucky enough to touch lives all over the world. You don't need a fancy title or a big bank account to do something meaningful. All you need is a good heart and a little courage to take the next step, even when it's scary. So here's my advice. Run your race, no matter how long it takes. Keep your eyes open for all the beauty around you. Love deeply, even if it hurts. And remember, every moment's a chance to start fresh. Life ain't perfect, but it's a pretty amazing journey if you let it be. Well, I'd best be getting on my way now. But before I go, I want you to promise me something. Promise me you'll live your life with all the love, hope, and courage you can muster. 'Cause you never know what's waiting for you around the next bend. And that's what makes it all so exciting. After all, life is like a box of chocolates. You just gotta take a bite and see where it takes you.